So this is exactly how I generated $70,000 for this offer owner who only had 8,000 Instagram followers. Just so you know, I'm not just chatting shit, here's literally the proof. We have 52,000 Great British pounds here, and converted that into freedom units, that is 70,566 US dollars. What am I even going to show you in this video? So in this video, I'm going to be showing you the exact systems that me and my team built that we learned from over $13,000 worth of investments in mentorship for completely free. So if you're currently someone who is absolutely cooking with their business and wants to scale their coaching offer, staying to the very end of this video could be one of the best decisions you make this year in 2026. But yeah, let's get straight into it. So we're going to start at the very start. Stage one, which is actually understanding the niche. And the goal here is to understand the creator's niche and ICP as much as physically possible. Without understanding this, we're going to sound like every other coach and mentor in the space. We have pretty extensive onboarding processes. So we go to very extensive lengths to understand our clients' needs, right? So first of all, we onboard them with their own personal Notion, and we get them to fill out these brand sheets. So you can see in these brand sheets, we have dream follower, brand identity, business identity, industry identity, competitive research sheet, new opportunity breakdown, and client voice kit. All of this basically goes directly into crafting the copy. So we find out everything about their brand and their voice. So their copy doesn't just sound like this, just straight ChatGPT shit. I'm sure you've seen it, everyone's seen it, all these ads, all these scripted reels that are clearly just poorly made with ChatGPT. But, what's the point in even doing this? Why is this even important? And the reason we go through such extensive lengths to actually understand our creator and our ICP is because of the level of understanding, right? So the lower level of understanding you have, the less money you're going to make. This is the higher level of understanding you have, the more money you're going to make, right? So the goal is to get as much as the market as possible. So like I said, think of it like this. The lower level of understanding of the creator you have, the less impact you'll have. This leads you to just trying to scrape the leftovers from some of these bigger creators. Like these guys here, they're absolutely dominating the space. You have Brez, you have Eman, TJR, Andrew Tate, and these guys are literally running the space right now. And the reason why is the people who are building out their offers and run their marketing know who they are and know how they want to present themselves. So with this information, we can basically take you, this is you over here, from begging for these crumbs off these guys to actually having it all, right? And this is exactly what we did with this client. This could now become you. You could be this fucking raccoon eating pizza, right? So now that you understand why we actually go to such lengths to understand our clients, what do we even, use all this information for? And this leads us straight onto stage two, which is the copy. And the goal here, right, is to use the information that we got from the brand sheets to craft high quality copy that we can use throughout the entire funnel. And you need to think of the info we got from these brand sheets as fuel. And, this is great, right? We now have fuel, but fuel isn't just going to explode on its own. But to blow up, we still need a match. And what even is this match? So this match is your headlines, your VSL, your application, your welcome email sequences, your pre-call emails, your confirmation page, the pre-call breakout videos, your case studies, your YouTube videos, your IG stories, your IG reels, etc., etc. The list goes on and on. So this is where our brand sheets really, really come into play here, right? So we can craft copy at a super intense level so we can target his ICP. So when we implement the info from these brand sheets into our copy, what do we get now? Boom, right? We get an explosion. And this isn't just like an explosion in good copy, right? It's an explosion in growth, authority, revenue. Copy is arguably one of the most important things when building an offer. Cool, right? Now we have a pretty good copy. Now, what's the next step? So stage three is now your content. And the goal here is to bring in as many qualified leads as possible while maintaining our client's authority. We can't really just be shit posting. I mean, it may work for some people, like TGR's killing it, but the guy has a Koenigsegg. He has nothing to prove, right? So he can kind of get away with that. And our main focus here, right, will be on the big three. And that's the Insta Reels, Insta Stories, and YouTube. We'll also be posting on TikTok, but most of our qualified leads will come from the others. And how do we even help do this, right? So we have a very meticulous content system. So you don't actually have to think of your own ideas. Our team will help script content ideas for you, and we can put it in this content calendar. So the three main ones we're using, like I said, are the Instagram Stories, Instagram Reels, and the YouTube. And what's our kind of plan with each of these platforms? So our IG Reels, the goal is to attract our dream follower and not our ICP. And I'll explain why in a minute. And YouTube, the goal then is to nurture the leads and filter out the unqualified leads. And this is just a simple content system we use. We have IG Reels. This targets our dream follower. And inside of our dream follower is our ICP. Our ICP then gets sent to YouTube, which nurtures it. And off the back of there, they either go through the funnel and they buy, or if they're not ready just yet, that's fine. They'll then go down into the IG stories and convert through there. Either way, this system ends in a sale. But like, why do we do this? Why not just like, if we want to get our ICP, why not just target our ICP in the first place? And the reason why we do this is we will actually end up bringing in more of our ICP through targeting our dream follower than we would just our ICP. And we also have the YouTube in place, right? So we can filter out and nurture these followers. You see here on this chart, right, the people from IG tend to have a lower level of intent. And then YouTube, they have a higher level of intent. Why do we post on both, if YouTube is just overall better for converting? And the reason for that is exposure. Instagram leads is absolutely insane for exposure, whereas YouTube is way better for high intent leads. So when we combine these, we then get results. Now great, we have qualified leads. Now your content is fucking dialed. Now what do we do, right? So next on the list is your funnels and sales systems. And with this particular client, we had a very high quantity of underqualified leads just due to the niche we're in, right? So this is where the real fun actually begins. So for this client, we're running 2 funnels at the moment. We have a book a call funnel and our DM funnel. So this is just an example of a book a call funnel. So this is my boy Jonas's. We take our client confidentiality pretty serious. So my client didn't want me to use his landing page on here, which is completely understandable. So I'm using Jonas as an example here. So we have here a headline to actually stop and get them to read. Growth operator stuck at 3 to 20K a month. Here's how we'll help you scale your growth operating business 30 to 50K a month in profit using our licensed systems, inbound content engine, and client scaling infrastructure. This basically gets you reading this and you think, yeah, okay, this is exactly what I need. So then naturally you'll just progress through the funnel, you'll watch the video, and you'll be nurtured through this. But with this client, because we have a high quantity of leads, we need a lead qualification system before we book in a call. So we basically run that through a VSL landing page, like this. So we have the VSL there to give them information and build trust, and then from there they go through the qualification application system. So we get a new entry on our type form. It then filters conditions. So in this particular case, it filters by money. So depending on how much money the lead has. And then from the back of there, we then get a message sent in the Slack, which configures a message for our setter to send them a message. Then it also includes the phone number, so you can just click it and it auto redirect you, to WhatsApp, so you can message the lead. And off the back of that, like I said, it then gets formatted into a simple message for our setters to send over with a Calendly link on. And we've been doing this just because of the sheer amount of unqualified leads. It adds a bit more friction, which usually this would be a bad thing, right? But in this particular case, we have a lot of 14-year-olds applying. A little bit of friction there usually kind of scares them off. So the system we use, we get the setter to just call them straight up first. If they don't answer, we basically send a link to book in a call. After this, like I said, we then get sent our 3 best YouTube videos. When it gets to the closer, they've already been nurtured a fair amount, so this makes this process a whole lot easier. And then from there, the closer leads to sale. What do we do, with the leads that don't actually qualify? Like I said, we have a massive quantity of them. It'd be a waste to just do nothing, right? So we basically have an automatic downsell system. So say, for example, if they don't qualify, they'll automatically get sent a video from our offer owner, which on the back of that will basically just be a simple message saying, hey man, sorry you didn't qualify for the coaching. Here's this little resource to help you get started anyway. And this basically generates us an extra 3K a month for literally doing absolutely nothing. And yeah, so that was basically a breakdown of the VSL funnel. We also use a DM me funnel. So the DM me funnel we use alongside story sequences, and we basically have DM setters that act as our creator. And they're basically trained off the client voice kits from our brand sheets. So they actually sound like the creator and not just some random guy. And we then get the setters to qualify them and book them in with our closer. And after all these calls are booked, they basically get sent automatic WhatsApp reminders and those YouTube videos I mentioned earlier. So this nurtures them as much as possible before the call. Now you have the sale. Happy days. You have some members in your group. This is great. But how do you actually scale from here, right? And the answer is tracking your backend. So the goal here of the backend is to track all of our metrics so we can scale the offer predictably. And the people love talking about content sales going viral, but everyone seems to neglect the backend from their coaching. And tracking where leads come from, how they move through your funnel, your conversion rates, your retention, and cash flow is really what turns this coaching business into a predictable, scalable income other than just a standard guessing game, right? And without a proper back-end system, you're literally making decisions off what you feel you should do instead of the actual data that's there. And this is exactly why most people fail when building their offers out. But say if you were to work with me, you can expect a very heavy focus on back-end systems, tracking, and optimization. So you always know what's working, what isn't, and how to scale. And if you basically want these systems built properly for your coaching business, you can just shoot me a DM on IG, right? It'll be the first link in the description, and we can basically work something out. But enough yapping about this, I'm now going to get into Airtable. This thing is cracked. With this system, the tracking is literally limitless. So this is basically just a template of the Airtable dashboard. So this thing is literally insane. You can see the revenue generated, your cash collected after fees, your cash collected per call taken, the average order value, total book calls, total confirmed calls, total live calls, total close rate, no show rate, show rate. You can literally track every single metric, off the back of this. Including, your recent closes, your upcoming appointments, today's appointments, all book calls. You can see literally everything here, right? And the way you filter this is unreal as well. You can filter by time, date of info added, the closer. This is one of my favorite things, is actually the source. So we basically have a system where you can track where every single lead comes from, like down to the literal YouTube video they came through, right? So if you're someone who's posting content, you're not monetized at the moment off your YouTube, and you're thinking like, guys, is this just a waste of time? You can literally find out, right? I know someone who's literally made $60,000 off a single YouTube video, and this was without any monetization. This is literally all clients that funnel through their offer. So that's basically a little look at the systems that have allowed us to generate $70,000 last month. And at the moment, there are so many conversations happening behind the scenes on where we want to take this and our revenue targets. We have a pretty clear plan in place to push to 7 figures this year, but I'm not really going to speak on what we're doing until we've done it, because I've learned that the actual credibility comes from execution, not just assuming what I can do. So what I'm talking about at the moment is what we're building day to day. And right now, I run a growth operating agency on a fully done for you basis. So we don't just give you templates or any of that shit. We literally step in and build the entire backend infrastructure that allows a coaching business to scale sustainably. And this approach has literally led to results like this. We have a $70,000 month, a $16,000 month, a $13,000 month, and a $23,000 week. So if you're already doing pretty well in your core business and you're looking to start or scale a coaching offer, or even if you feel like your current offer has not hit its potential, reach out to me on Instagram. So this will be the first link in the description. You can even see it here. It's Gethin EVN. So I hope you guys got a little bit of value out of that video. I also hope you enjoyed watching. If there's any questions regarding any of this, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram, and we can always just chat about it anyway. Like I said, if you're a current coach or someone looking to get into coaching, bro, shoot me a DM. I can implement these systems to help you make $70K a month.